Very important. So we need to understand that, right? Okay. So very simple, dear friend. No, so you're not from Mumbai. So many people come from Mumbai. Now Aaron is someone here. Sir, I have my other classes on Saturday and Sunday, so I am not able to join PCP. Even I am motivated. Now, if you look at him, he is motivated, like very good. He is motivated, very good. He is doing other classes every day. That other classes are also doing many things. You do so many things, but nothing will have value. जो भी करता है अच्छे से कर. Now this is the way people look at it. You say, when you did this, I don't know how many days you're going around to this Saturday Sunday classes. Is it throughout the year or what? I don't know. But here it's a matter of 3 days and 6 days करके, right? So what happens is that he cannot come. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just telling you an example. I'm just taking some examples. I'm not saying right, wrong. Please don't misunderstand me. I am talking about different motives that people have. And therefore I asked. So don't take anything personally. I'm not talking to any one of you here. Right? So we need to understand. So 1 year you are going every Saturday, Sunday around. So in 1 year, since you have already enrolled for this course, you could have come 6 days here also. Right? Now the point here is very simple. Motive. So here you think that I don't want to come. I am motivated. I will learn. I will come from this year. I will give exam. I will have the piece of paper. See, understand. Very simple here. That we have to understand here. Very simple. Sir, in this case of motivation for big people not come from outside, they are impacted by the cost of traveling and other thing. What it is called. Very simple. Siddharth says, sir, very good, very good. The cost of traveling. Very good, Siddharth. Understand. Price and cost and value and motivation and inspiration are all dependent on some people, when you are taking some course, you paid X amount of money. A few days and a few more money, something which is given for some value addition, is an investment, and it is not looked at as an expense. If you see this is an expense, you will never do that. If you look at an investment, see this is the motive. I'm talking about motive. If you look at investment, you will go into it. Very simple. So the point is that how do I look at this? Is it investment or is it an expense? I see some people, they say, we do a lot of workshops here in Mumbai, and the workshop may be priced at, let's say, 2,000-3,000 rupees. People don't want to come, they say, that's sir, mehenga hai. And the same people I see putting pictures on Facebook in hotels, enjoying with the glasses up. वो सस्ता है क्या? is that cheap? Right? No, sir. Right? वो तो बार बार करेगा, ये बार बार नहीं करेगा, एक बार करेगा. But yet they are motivated, and the motive is to enjoy, and therefore because the motive is to enjoy, they go there and spend 4,000 rupees for a drink. It is okay. It is okay. But the same people find a workshop where they can enhance their skill as an expense. As an expense. Follow? As an expense. So let us understand here, very simple here, right? That we need to understand that what is it that we need to do. Very simple, sir. So we have to understand our priority. What is our priority? What is our motive? Right? Buying motive are two types. One is product motive, two is patronage motive. Okay? One is product motive, two is patronage motive, right? And therefore, we need to understand that these are also subdivided. When you talk about product motive, therefore, we have product motive may be defined as those impulses or those desire, right? Very simply, okay? Those desires which makes the buyer purchase a service, purchase a product. I want to do that. Product motives may be classified on the basis of the type of satisfaction that the consumer gets. So one is what we call as emotional product motive. What is emotional? The consumer makes a buy to satisfy his pride, to satisfy his ego, to satisfy his urge, to satisfy his desire to be distinctive. That's what we need to do here. Remember, you're not from Mumbai, right? Okay, you need to do it. So the consumer makes a buying to satisfy pride. I want to buy a Rag. I want to buy an iPhone X. Is emotional product motive. Lot of things you can go to our website, Priyanka on ctapn.com and you can look at them. Two, rational product motive. The consumer makes a rational decision after the evaluation of purpose and the alternatives which are available to them, the cost benefits, and then they decide. So they use a rationality. ये मुझे टीवी लेने का है, ये कितने का है, 18 इंच का, ये कंपनी का 18 का 10,000 का है, वो 8,000 का है, वो 7,000 का है, वो 11,000 का है. Okay, then he will rationally decide what are the features which are there. What are the features which are there? Okay, so that he will decide. Product may classify into operational product motive, which is what are the features, what are the functions which are there? Is it smart TV? Can I use internet? Can I pay Netflix? Can I use YouTube? So we need to understand. Or is it a socio-psychological product motive, which is a desire to buy the product purely because of social significance that the buyer attaches to? People who are good enough, rich enough, buy iPhone X. I also want to buy. The second kind is what we call as patronage motive. What is patronage motive? It is defined as consideration or impulses which persuades the buyer to patronize specific shops. I patronize these shops. So it could be an emotional motive. For an example, I stay somewhere and near my house I see one shop. I always want to buy from that shop because that shopkeeper is good to me. I am his friend and he's my friend. He helps me even I call him and sends me at my house. So I'm happy and I want to buy from that guy. So I emotional patronage motive. Another is what we call as rational patronage motive. I want to patronize Vijay Sales because I want. Why? Rationality. I can get wide selection. I can see if I want to buy a television, I see Sony also, LG also, Panasonic also, Videocon also. So I see a lot of them. I'm able to see latest models which are there. I know that it has a name, and therefore I have heard and I have also experienced previously that they will give me good sales service. It can be anyone, Tushar, it could be Chroma, it could be Vijay Sale, it could be Kohinoor, it could be anyone. So rational edge patronage model. Why do I buy? Due to rationality. What is my rational? So I want to patronage Chroma, but why? Previous was that emotional. I want to do it because the shopkeeper, I like it, he's friend, I want to buy something. It's an emotional factor in this motive. And a rational motive is, if I buy from Chroma, I'm able to see a lot of variety of items. Let's say a television or a mobile or a camera. I can see latest models which are there. I can get after good sales service I can get. So what I need to do that. So therefore, the term consumer is used both for personal consumer or organizational consumer. Understand? Personal consumer is a person who buys the product for personal use. Whereas an organization consumer is a consumer who buy the product to manufacture other product. Organizational consumer. And therefore, anyone who generally purchases from a store or a company is termed as a customer. The customer is defined in terms of store. They buy. He may not use it. He may use it also. I buy and use it. I'm a customer as well as I'm a consumer. So you use it in different connotations. So as I said, therefore, consumer behavior can also be defined other than the definition that I said is a study of understanding why people buy, what people buy, where people buy, when people buy, how people buy, and how much are they willing to spend. Similarly, we can also define them as all the psychological, all the social, all the physical behavior of potential customers as they become aware about your product or service, as they evaluate between products or service, as they purchase, and when they purchase, they consume. And when they consume, if they are satisfied, they go and tell others about your product or service. So therefore, we do consumer behavior. So whenever we are doing a study of consumer behavior, we need to understand what are the different factors that goes behind the consumer mind when he behaves in a particular way. One is the cultural factor. Cultural factor means what culture the consumer has been brought up. What has been his consumption habits? For an example, if you are a Gujarati, probably you are vegetarian and your food habits would be vegetarian. Now, there may be some who will be taking non-veg. I'm just giving some examples. Food habits. The religious practices that you do. A Muslim may have a different religious practice, a Hindu may have different religious practices. The way we dress, these are all influenced by the culture through which we come up. Now, every culture has got subculture, which means smaller subculture that provides specific identification and socialization. I'm an Hindu, Bengali, Brahmin, subculture, specific thing. So we need to understand. So my religious activities, my religious thing could be different than a Hindu, Bengali, non-Brahmin. Very simple. So we have been brought up by that way. What is the culture that you come from? What is the culture which is there? But always remember, culture, there is something called as acculturation. What is acculturation? Acculturation is that culture you might have come from, but culture can get changed. For an example, if you come, let's say you go and settle in US. So you probably go and You had a background of culture, but when you go there and you start staying there over a period of time, you get accustomed to that culture and probably pick up that culture and probably use that kind of a culture in your future. If when you went, if your children were small or your children were the children probably imbibe that culture. So the way they will think, the way they will buy are going to be different than the way you think and the way you buy. Look at your parents and look at you. If you have grandparents, look at them. If you have your big, look at your children. See, if you look at it, culture maybe, but culture is a culture. So therefore, it's important for us to understand when you talk about subculture, the nationality of people, the racial group where you come from, your geographical group, Christian, Hindus, etc. We need to understand. Just give me, give me 2 minutes. And just off the AC. It's very cold, and I'll be back. Just give me 2 minutes.
काय झालं त्यांना बस किंमत लिहून देते त्यांना आवडते ती भाजी तिखट आहे तिखट आहे ना जराशी किती बाळ अभ्यास करायला लागला रे देवा मिरच्या उतरून टाकते कारण तुझ्यावर नाव राहते शनिवारी टाकते शनिवारी मिरच्या
शनिवारी नाही शनिवारी येणार आम्ही
मी मिरच्या उतरून टाकते घरी येशील शनिवारी
रविवारी परत जायचं मला
अशा मिरच्या उतरून टाकते नजर लागते बाबाला अभ्यास करते
मी इकडेच बसणार आहे कोणाची नजर काय नाही माझ्यावर
अभ्यास करते ना
माझ्यावर कोणाची नजर मी इकडेच बसतोय
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a lot of cold, and then this AC was giving a little issue. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Let's move ahead here. So when we talk about their food culture, we talk about culture as social class. I've already spoken about social class, the lower class, socially, the upper class, and then we have the middle class, right? So lower, middle, and upper class. So obviously different culture also is there when it comes from the type of social class that you come from, right? Imagine the people who are rich who come from the upper class. They have a different culture, they have a different lifestyle, right? Different way they will probably, you see, use and work. Social factors, we have to look reference group. If you look at many products are endorsed by celebrities, advertisements are done by celebrities, so that it can create a direct or indirect influence on the person's attitude and behavior. So they use film stars, family, very important social factor is the family that you come from because it's one of the most influential groups on one's attitude, personal values, attitudes, buying habits. These are shaped by family members. If you look at the research which is done, which says that whenever people want to buy, let's say, a car, the type of the make of the car is decided by the husband, but the color of the car most of the time is decided by the women in the family. So we need to understand. You go to, let's say, a shopping mall, you will always, and suppose you're doing grocery shopping. Most of the time, if you see a husband and wife, you will always see the husband, taking the trolley and the wife deciding what it needs to buy for her house and picking up and putting in the trolley. So we need to understand that what kind of effect does family has on social factors. Rules and status. Today, if you look at it, women play the role of wife, mother, sister in the family. Each role carries a status. An executive working in a multinational bank may prefer a branded shirt, may prefer expensive watches, perfumes, drive a car to reach office. So different people, have probably different cultures which they follow. After the cultural factor, we need to look at the personal factors. What are the personal factors? The lifestyle, the life cycle, the occupation, which means a service class or a business class, occupation, economic circumstances. The type of economic circumstances, we look at economic circumstances. Chapter number 4, consumer behavior, other, lifestyle, personality, right? So if you look at, these are personal factors which affects the consumer's buying decision. When it comes to life cycle, at what stage the person is in which he is buying. Occupation. A company's MD would prefer you see air travel, business class, separate room. The Indian middle class has grown in prosperity and consumption, so they will probably looking at the type of social class and economic culture that they have. They will decide which are the kind of products that they need. Lifestyle, personality, very important. Rural youth may buy tea and namkeen, and urban youth may buy popcorn and soft drinks. So the type of personality, from the place where you come from, psychological factor. I spoke about motivation, perception. Perception is the way that we look at things, the way that we perceive a particular product, the way we think about a particular product. It's very important, because people buy on perception. People don't know whether this particular product or service is going to give me what I want. But yet people buy on perception. People buy on perceived value. That if I give this product, this is the value that I'm going to get. People buy on perceived value. When needs are backed by purchasing power, it becomes our want. So people who have the ability and the willingness, they are stimulated by motivation and they buy. So you need to have both. If you have only willingness to buy, but you do not have the ability to buy, same doesn't happen. You have the willingness to buy, I want to buy this, but you don't have the ability to buy, same will not happen. So for a sale to happen, you require motivation. And when you require motivation, it is important when you require motivation that dear, do they have the ability and the willingness? Perception. Even day-to-day consumer deal, like for an example, the perception is very simple that if I keep FDs in a bank, my money is safe. But if I invest it into the share market, my money will definitely go. It's a perception. It's not reality. Even FD bank goes far, your money goes. Oh, a government company LIC is better than private company. Perception, not necessarily so. But important thing is people buy on perception. So that's the most important thing. So I therefore say any business has got two purposes. One is marketing and two is innovation. And if you look at marketing, what we need to do is build perception. My product is good, my product is better, my services are better. So we need to understand the perception. Learning. You demonstrate a product to convince a consumer. Like if you look at washing powder, detergent. So you demonstrate and show. Let's see, this is what it does. So the consumer gets a new learning, yes. And then therefore they buy. Believe, very simple. Many health conscious people believe that Coca-Cola are harmful and they would prefer lassi or lime juice or coconut water. It's a belief. Now, belief, is it the belief wrong? No, I'm not saying wrong or right. It's a belief. Some beliefs are right. Most beliefs are right. Some beliefs may not be right. But people will work the way they believe. When you believe in something, you will do and work accordingly. You don't believe, you will not work. You will not do. So these are all psychological factors. The motivation is a psychological factor. The perception, you don't know, but you perceive it like that. Learning is to demonstrate you have learned something. and the belief that you have about the product or service. Very important. These are psychological factors, and consumer, when they take a buying decision, they definitely take care of these things. So if you look at what is the basic model of decision making, consumer decision making, how does consumer take a decision? See, consumer gets a lot of inputs. What are the inputs? Advertisement. They look at the product. They look at the price of the product. They look at various kinds of promotions that are done for the product. Family is telling you, हाँ ये अच्छा है. Friend is saying, ये तो बड़ा अच्छा है. The culture that you come from, you feel this is a good product which fits my lifestyle. The social status, it looks good. Now these are the inputs that you get. Now with this input, a consumer processes. Now what is his motivation? Has he recognized the perception? Once he does that, he goes for information search. What are those kind of products which are available, which will fit the way I want? So once he does that, he gets a lot of alternatives. Then he decides that this is the best alternative, and then he buys the product. So consumer decision making, therefore, starts with your thinking. Look at you all. When you bought this product, you're in the first semester. Your need is to get success. Now some people say no, knowledge and resume upgradation and all that. All of you, whoever said, ultimately, what are you looking at? If you're going to build a great resume, you'll get a better job, you'll get more money, you'll get promoted, you'll go up in your life, so you'll get success. So the need is success. Now, if the need is success, you recognize that need. Yes, I need success. Till the time we don't recognize the need remains as a need, does not come. I give this example even in the PCP. I'm sure every parent, when we were young, told us that, dear, you need to study hard and do well. Do well, do well, do well. But many people
अरे
after
ही
graduation did
समजायची
not
મને
even
આવડે
be
છે
and out to work.
સાઈડમાં જોઉં છું
Now, they also knew they had some people, not all of them,
બોલે
but
તો
a few
ઓલું લાવ્યો
people
તો પી ગયા
may have the requisite money to do, had the time to do, had the energy to do, had the parents to support, and maybe telling them do, but yet he was not motivated and inspired, and therefore he did not recognize that need then. Now, after 2 3 years, maybe there are many of them in this chat box also who probably realized after getting into the corporate world that, dear, if I need to be successful, I need to enhance my qualification. So then you decided what kind of qualification. Now you people thought management qualification. Now when it was management qualification, you went on to find out what kind of management qualifications are there. So I'm sure when you went for an information search, you got many alternatives. Full time, university course, full time, autonomous course, degree, certificate program, diploma 6 months, 1 year diploma. Ours is a 2 year program. Some other programs are also there which you might have looked at. And then you thought, some people thought, I should do full time. So they went to full time. Some people thought, नहीं यार अभी नहीं करेगा. They went ahead, बाद में देखेगा. Some people might have thought, कि dear, let me first do a 6 month program and see मेरे को जमता है या नहीं. So they might have gone for a diploma program of 6 months. Some people said कि नहीं मैं तो Saturday Sunday I don't know why घर पे बैठ के ही करेगा कभी कॉलेज ही नहीं जाएगा ऐसा काय का पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन इन मैनेजमेंट I need to go there. I need to do presentation. I need to do case study. I need to interact with professor. customers, I need to network with friends, I need to do. So ये तो नहीं है तो ये क्या करेगा? So मैं ये नहीं करेगा, मैं ये करेगा. All of you who are in this first thought that yes, I'm going to get a hybrid program where I will do a कॉलेज में भी जाएंगे, डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन भी है, पीसीबी भी करेंगे, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक भी करेंगे, बुक भी है, ई बुक भी है, वीडियो लेक्चर्स भी है, लाइव वीडियो होता है, यहाँ भी आ सकते हैं, वैल्यू एडेड सर्विसेज करेंगे. वाह, having so many things, you see. And therefore, what we did with you people came here, right? So every company, every person, right, looks at PCB's personal contact program, Priyanka, which just happened. I did it for your batch on Saturday. I took a lecture in your batch on Saturday, and I spoke from 9 o'clock to 1:30 in your batch. I don't know whether you were there. Personal contact, right? People came there. So many people, about 80, 90 people were there from your batch who attended my PCPs. I personally, was there and I spoke. And all the professors, continuously 3 days they came, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we did that prayer. So, now you do this course, which means very simply is that you get some input, you decide what you need to buy. When you go for information search, you get a series of alternatives. Among alternatives, you decide which one is get, right? We need to do that. And then finally, you do the purchase decision. Now you're using the product. So you are getting post-purchase feeling. Pradeep is writing to me, sir, even people from Chennai and Pune attended the PCP. Oh, great, Pradeep, that's new thing. Yeah, there are many people who come, Pradeep. Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, yeah, Chennai, so many people come. I'm teaching here for many years now. So many people come here. And Pradeep, if Mumbai people don't come, anyway, see, that's their motivation. That's their motivation. Never it will be considered, sir. Sir, I don't know what you are saying. I don't know. Sir, down distance education will be considered as regular course. How can that be considered as regular course, beta? Simple, no? See, you don't attend college one day also. They attend 2 years every year. Every semester, 15 subjects. 15 subjects research, 15 subjects PPT presentation, 15 subjects professors, exam, viva, research, summer internship. How can that be same, sir? You cannot compare, you're comparing a cat and a horse. It's simple, right? There is understand. Then, so you initiate. What is initiate? Yeah. Sharanam, you paid how much? 60,000 rupees as fee. They pay 10 lakhs as fees. It's different. Now, how can it be same, sir? Then initiate. You initiate. Then somebody influences you. Oh, yeah, you need to buy this. Good for you. This good for you. This good. It could be family, friends, culture. So get influence. And then you decide what you need to buy. Then you go and buy the product. And now you're using the product. So we need to understand the buying process. So as I've already explained the buying process, it starts with need recognition. You have the need of recognition, right? And once you have that basic recognition, very simply, we need to understand. I have probably looked at this career, and then you go for information, sir. Then you evaluate alternatives. Then you take a purchase decision, and then post purchase behavior. Right? Rajesh is writing to me, sir. I am working in GSW Steel as Assistant General Manager Maintenance. In spite of such busy schedule, I have taken 3 day leave, sir, just to attend PCP and seek blessing of all you, Gurujan. Great, Rajesh. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear. Very simple, sir. Never push on, never, never push on. Right? So you recognize the need, evaluate alternative, and Rajesh, I would like to ask you, Rajesh, what do you think after 3 days of your being here, was it worth your effort? Tell me yes or no. Was it worth your effort? You came for 3 days. Very clearly, he has written in capital YES. Yes, Rajesh. Because you want to learn, right? You were motivated. You were inspired from within. You thought, let me come back to the classroom. What is your age, Rajesh? Rajesh, what's your age? You come back, after a long time, in classroom. It's 48. I'm 50 years old, Rajesh. Right? You came at 48, back to school, back to understanding, back to learning. So good, Rajesh. Very good. And I'm sure this course will definitely help people like you. 100% it is going to help people like you because your experience now you are getting the qualification and you're going to use what you have learned practically into theoretical way and therefore your application orientation will go up and I'm telling you, let me tell you here, it's definitely going to help you. Always, Rajesh, my blessings always there with you here. I need people like you, good people like you, who can help one another. That's what I did this professional network all about. And I want good people to join and help one another. And I want motivated people. I want people who really contribute. You see. So very good, Rajesh. It's nice being there. Right? Let's understand. We are very simple. Role of the government. We need to understand institutional roles. So we need to understand this theoretically. Very important here. Very, very important here. Very, very important. So one of the major things here, one theory which I would like to talk to you here about is the Maslow theory of motivation. Very simple. See, this is the only thing which you need to learn in this. Nothing else is as important. Maslow said that there is a hierarchy of need in people. And the first need of a human being is his physiological need of food, clothing, shelter. Once this need is fulfilled, then they go to the next level of need. Next level of need. Once they go to next level of need, you see, let us understand. Very simple. Let us understand here, right? Very, very simple here. That when you go to the next level of need, you are looking at safety needs. Are you safe in the environment in which you are? Security, protection. Once you do that, you go to the next level, which is social needs, belongingness. Am I being loved by my people? Am I being that you need to do? Finally, you go to esteem needs, self-recognition, ego, and then you have self-actualization. Self-actualization is when you are content. So Maslow said that every human being has a hierarchy of needs through which it goes. It starts from the physiological need to self-actualization. That ends your chapter here on this. Very simple here. I will be taking an extra session, right? Extra session, and the administration will inform you. Two more chapters I will talk to you, right? And an extra session I will take. Okay, Rajesh has written me, sir, such type of lecture that you are taking is fantastic. Should be in weekend basis, chapter wise. It's my suggestion. I think everyone will join, sir. Rajesh, the program is based in such a way, but yes, it's a good thing. You see, you can the program is like that. I mean, I have no comments on this. So, how much salary should I expect in starting as I'm shifting from teaching to managing? That's an important, very, very difficult question to answer. So, me, I don't know you, so how can I talk about salaries here? I can't talk, I can't do that. Great. Any other questions which you have? Any other question which you have, I can take. Okay. Sir, why the companies are not showing the adverse or good effects of the product if product is successful or making loss? Is there any perception of company? If so, then why is it not the case of success? In the loss case, we can understand. अपना नाम कौन खराब करेगा? Is there any regulation? Nothing like that here. Nothing like that. You see, it depends. If the product is really not good, everybody will walk away. The product was good. We have to work on that, right? And build up the right perception among people, among consumers for our product and service. Okay. Yes, Vivek, you can ask the administration when is the next PCB, they will be able to tell you. Sir, it was great learning, sir. Thank you very much. Only good communication skill does not give you salaries. So there are many other things. So you're asking me a question which I can't answer. I don't even know you, sir. Okay, so I can't answer that. Yes, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, sir, as usual, you are too good. Thank you very much. Sample question paper. Sushant, if you go to your website, against every chapter, you have MCQs, your MCQs, practice MCQs. You go and try them. Okay, right? Go and try them. So, do you have vacancy for senior IT? 100%, 100%. Anything above 25 lakhs? Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Good session. You are really too good, sir. Your lecture is always very helpful. You are so good. So great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, dear. Thank you very much. Right? Great. Thank you very much, dear. God bless you. Take care of your health. Good night. See you in the next session. I'm going to take one more for you, especially for you. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.